setup. We're just going to go into finishing mechanics now. It's the same stuff because we came out of a guillotine mesocycle. This guy's system, the knee and belly system, he favours the high elbow guillotine. So we're going to use that finish from top and bottom. So I'm playing my knee and belly. I'm going to turn the knee in to get that reaction that I want. And if Carl's heads come off, it's going to make your guillotine setup a lot easier. For instance, if Carl's pushing and his head's flat on the mat, I am not going to try and get his head up. So once his head is up, the left hand goes on the mat. If I'm using my right arm, my strong arm, the guillotine, it's going to pass over his right shoulder, and then I go elbow deep. Now I drop my head and shoulder to the mat, and I crush them with my lat, and we put weight on them. Okay, so I'm smashing him with my rib cage. A lot of the time from here, Carl is going to try and push my foot between his legs and then turn it onto the side. Anyone that knows jiu-jitsu, this is your basic escape, and then you can start playing his deep half guard and stuff from here. So, we will look at if he doesn't do that reaction, but most good players will be doing that. So we're here, he pushes, hand goes to the mat, I make my grip, I crush him with my lat, my foot's up. The minute he starts pushing, it'll be his right hand, my left leg comes over. Notice the way now, Carl has no right hand to defend. So I'm still pushing him, my hand is posted, it's underneath. And I like to grab palm to palm on a high elbow. It depends on how flexible you are. You can make your usual guillotine grip, okay, which would be the palm of my hand over the front of my hand, your usual guillotine grip, which we covered. But if you're going for a high elbow, I'm not that flexible, and I have to get a 90-degree bend between my wrists. It's just not happening. But if I grab this way, I can. Okay, so that's the grip we want, but you can play around, whatever works for you guys. So we're here, Carl's pushing, I post my hand on the mat, I make that chin strap, and then I just put my head on the mat. The pressure, remember we talked about how my toes are wrapped to the hip and I'm clamping with my knee. Okay, I now crush him with my ribcage. Carl starts to push, now my leg comes over. Once my leg comes over, I put the weight on my head and my shoulder, and my left arm comes in, and I get that hand-to-hand grip. Now I'm bringing it over the shoulder, and I use that as a wedge. Once I'm here, and I've made that wedge, just pulling everything tight to me. Okay, you have the connection on the neck, you need to use your head on the mat. If you have a weak neck, use more of your shoulder. So again, from our position, he's pushing. Once I feel his head up, one, I post my hand on the mat. Two, arm comes around, I make that chin strap, I put my head and shoulder on the mat, and then I crush him with my lat. The minute Carl starts pushing on my leg, I just cover that up. That's what I want. And now I come in and I make my grip. Head's on the mat, elbow comes over, and now it's just about making that connection. At any stage, if I think I can get mount, my right foot is going to windshield away or into mount. Now I have an extra pressure. I can now engage my hips. So if I make the transition from knee on belly to mount, on knee on belly, I don't have hip pressure. But if I swim in over, now I can tuck my feet and start to engage my hips. Which means I have chest pressure behind my grip. Let's take a look at that one more time. Let's look at if he doesn't push on the leg for quarter guard. You can still get it. There will be a little bit of a hand fight because he will not let you make that second grip because he has a free hand. Does that make sense? But it's something we have to deal with. So we're here, we're playing the game. Carl's head's up, all the things is in the right place. Hand goes to the mat, right arm comes over, and I make my chin strap and I'm back to him. Okay, let's just say he didn't push my foot. Okay. Once I bring my foot back down again, notice the way I have to connect my left hand to my right. Carl's already filling that space, does that make sense? So usually from that position, what I'll do is, notice the way he's got my hand, I'll drop my knee to the mount. And now push through to make the grip. Once I get my elbow over the top, I'm a big fan of going to the mount. And now I can pull my grips in tight, but I can also engage my hips. A lot of it is to do just with the connection you have on the neck. If I make that first chin strap and he's like got a pull-up grip on the guillotine, you're going to find it very, very hard to finish the guillotine. Let's just take a look at that. So we're in our position. If I'm here, right, car's heads up, I got my knee to him, I put my hand. My right hand comes around. I'm looking for that chin strap, but already Car brings his two hands in and he's pulling. Does that make sense? So now if I try to get guillotine here, it's just not going to happen because he's got the inside space. Okay? But we're going to be looking at that because we have options to attack the arm. So don't just think that when you're going for a choke and it's not the right time, he's got the inside space. Anytime he's defending with his hands, there's options to start attacking these arms, which we'll be looking at a different time. But one more time on that, we will go over the main defense people are going to do. They're going to push you into quarter guard. So from here, I'm in my knee on belly position. The minute he pushes, puts my hand on the mat. This one comes over. I make the grip. I crush him with my lap. The minute his hand pushes, I just, even though he's got quarter guard, watch. See the way he's got my foot? It doesn't matter. I just put weight on him. And now, his primary hand, I've got hand to hand. And now, I'm in. So whether he's got my foot trapped between his legs, whether I'm a knee on belly, or whether I'm in full mount, I can still finish the mounted guillotine. Again, if you've got connection, play around with the grips. That's what I favor, but maybe you favor it.